It's finally time for the Undeads to start the Ascension phase. Long have we waited because of their great performance, of course, in the group stages. They had to start this Ascension phase late. 3 Undead still remaining. Fortitude as a human, and Kaho is, of course, the Night Elf representative. What's the plan? We haven't seen this matchup in a bit on this broadcast. Kaho has to step it up. Surely he will have to face expansions. That's the name of the game, and expansions is what we're dealing with already. We are synced up. We got a Demon Hunter here. We have the chance to go for Immolation, and 120 wants the Ogre, of course. Shadow Priest gone. We're dealing with the Ziggurat in a second. Demon is getting a lot of damage done onto this DK. He's kind of stuck there, but now level 2 and he's safe.
I have seen much better games from the Nidel's perspective. I think overall it went very good for the Undead, especially because the Ziggurat is going up. Where are the archers? Ah, Mr. Kaho, look at this. There is super, giga, hyper early counter expansion already growing for the Nidel. But yes, the early game wasn't good enough. Look at this. Kaho got level 2 from the skeleton and he left his Demon Hunter to kill the Ziggurat, but one Acolyte is there already, and 120 can smell this early counter expansion. Look how not obvious it is to leave your expansion alone. I know that he has just the Ziggurat and already canceled the expo. He's doing very well.
Yeah, 120, man. It's always a bit of a question what 120 shows up at a tournament day. He is very much
teleporting. Look at this.
Very much fluctuating indeed. Town Portal used this time to save the archers and to save the main. Nobody is expanding 4 minutes in.
Yeah, but Nerubian Tower is ready. And what you need is a Nerubian Tower. I'm getting a little bit excited because I just see cool play after cool play by 120. As I say often, cool as cucumber 120 is.
That is right. Oftentimes, he had tendencies where he taps out very, very early, especially versus human. But against Night Elf, man, this improvement by 120 has been remarkable over the past couple of weeks. And now Kaho again in a similar situation than in this series before, and in this series that we've seen in the group stage. He needs to find answers, and judging from what we've seen before, it will go through a strong Demon Hunter.
There's no TP. There is no TP.
Okay, there's archers here. Can he fight out? The Ancient as well. Last coil, but it's too much damage.
Okay, I was scared for a moment. But man, this TP was questionable, you know, and the pause of the game, I hope nothing bad is happening, and at least I'm not in the lobby, so it's not my fault.
Of course not. It might be the cat. Mr. Aitman, we know the cat is running over keyboards quite a bit for 120. Calm after the storm. Kaho down in supply. Kaho is still working on that expo. It is at like 1/3 more or less. And 120 working on the second base as well. Herd ghouls, they will be rotated, of course. The next squad already makes its way across the map.
Yeah, Undead has advantage, but it's like very fragile. Very fragile advantage, you know. Bad things can happen very quickly because Death Knight is half HP, stuff like that, but the idea is simple. Undead is going to use all of his ghouls because he's stacking already, right? The second squad of ghouls joins us usually when expansion, when, you know, the Undead is stacking, and look out this economic situation. 5 Acolytes are already here, and 120 is probably going to creep the middle. That's super greedy, and Demon Hunter is going there.
Oh, can he find him? He does. Immolation, locked and loaded. How much damage can he do? There's, of course, a lot of poison applied from the creep that was there before. But remarkably, 120 had 2 coils available when he needed them. Another ghoul rotation, the herd one's out, and the rest apply pressure. He knows this Tree of Life is next on the menu.
Yeah, but Undead is mining already, so 120 is like, okay, let's try to slow down the Night Elf, and good things will happen. Tech timing for the Night Elf is almost done, so we are expecting to see Naga second, in very rare cases Panda, of course, if you want to super duper long game. 1-0 is doing very well, and yes, fragile advantage. He's trying to, like, he's not losing ghouls. That's remarkable.
Yeah, not a single one, I think. Demon Hunter still stuck on 2.2. The tree is moving across. Naga second for more control, so he can finally get these. But 1-0, man, when he's in shape, he can win championships. He's shown that time and time again. Not in the tier 1 tournaments in a long time, but especially in B Cups, also in finals versus Happy. And this is looking like an on-fire 1-0.
I mean, but the one now Kaho with amazing move, right? He stopped the creeping in the middle again. By the way, he didn't kill a ghoul again. That's crazy. Those ghouls are surviving. But yes, a counter expansion is already working, and Naga is on level 2 with Pendant of Energy. So man, maybe a little bit too greedy of a creeping. 1-0 has entire army like in a bad shape. Of course, his economy is magnificent. He has so much lumber, right? Because he kept the ghouls alive. So he will go tier 3. He will go for the second hero, of course. But mid control goes to the Night Elf, and good item for the Demon Hunter, plus 6 strength. So Belt of Giant Strength is here, and yes, this Demon Hunter will eat a lot of Coil Novas in this game. He needs HP.
And a lot of people always talk about Rune Bracers to mitigate the impact of Coil Nova, but more HP helps as well. More armor doesn't help you, but HP surely does. We talked about 1-0, especially after games versus Human, and many people said, oh, 1-0 these days, among the top undeads, he seemed to have the worst ghoul micro. Today, this is looking extraordinary, as if he spent the entire week just practicing ghouls.
Let me tell you, that was very... We can talk about how players are practicing, because I have strong opinions about it. I think 1-0 practice is even worse than happy practice, but let's not go there. Let's not go there, ladies and gentlemen. Creeping. What Undead is doing, Undead feels that he's ahead and he wants to like accumulate 70 supply. That's what exactly is happening, right? So he's now like, okay, the counter expansion for the Night Elf is already present. I can't really kill this gold mine. He's going to the middle, but he's pulling back, as you can see, right? There is nothing to creep in the middle. Undead just waits patiently to have big army full of ghouls with frenzy full of statues and maybe even destroyers, because he has this sweet gold advantage. He's breaking the supply now because he wants to attack. When tier 3 goes up, right, you just press Ghoul Frenzy and you go.
Exactly. 10 minute 30, 11 minute timing. This is where the Night Elf has to be ready. And the question is, how is he gonna be ready? What is Kaho's idea? Is it gonna be wins and talents? Will he trust in his bottom once again, as he oftentimes did? Or does he have a new idea that we haven't seen yet? Because the last time I watched the Night Elf vs. Undead is quite some time ago. Hard to say, also hard to read for 1-0, but for him, it's the easier part of the execution. As you said, he's waiting for his upgrades and he will go.
He will go for sure. I mean, he cannot go and like play Frostburn, but I'd be very surprised. We'll see about that, because I think that's the best winning condition. There is, he will buy Naga on the way, right? I think Death Knight is already going to the main base in order to buy Orb of Corruption. Yes, he's the chosen one. He's the only one that can pick the orb. It's like this. What is the name of the sword? Excalibur or whatever?
Excalibur, yes.
Very heavy.
Ooh. Tech timings are on par. We're still producing bears, waiting for master training. Frenzy and Destroyer on the way. This is where it counts. This is what the matchup is all about. And we're currently only producing bears. First orb is up, no third hero yet. And I think that's the right call. You want to postpone the bottom a little bit. Defensive positioning for Kaho. Ancient of War, 1 Moonwell, 1 Shop. We'll see if that's enough.
Yeah, camp is ready. The worst thing that can happen to the Night Elf, like you get greedy, you creep one more camp, and when Undead is pushing, you don't have like orb yet, you know? You have gold, but you know, yeah, like you need to act very quickly. Coil Nova is landing on you. Glove of Haste for the Lich. Look at the Lich inventory. Maybe he's young, maybe he's on level 2 only, but he has 6 permanent items. And ladies and gentlemen, the first real push of this game. It doesn't need to be like decisive, but 1-0 think is the best way to win, and that's what he's doing.
Well, pulling back a little bit into that choke. First destroyer up. We got 3 Invo potions, a ring of protection, belt. Demon Hunter should be prepared well, but now we got a staff as well, thanks to the shop. Well done. It's all here. Production has started for Kaho as well, both on 2 bases. 80 food for 120 though. Is that too much?
Yeah, with Undead you need to be patient to get this good fight opener. Destroyers are ready, they are full of mana. Demon Hunter needs Reju as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Reju is going on, but the first bears are dying and Undead is jumping in.
Oh, the ghouls, man, they're so healthy. Destroyer saved, there was still mana. The mana burns not enough here. It is level 2, but still 100 mana. Takes only 1 coil away. Demon Hunter in trouble. Invo potion on cooldown. Staff as well on cooldown. Kaho, play this so fragile. Invo on cooldown. Still the Moonwell to the rescue. Heal potion as well. This was a lot of damage on that Demon Hunter that did lead to nothing.
But he survives exactly, and he has the fresh Reju going on, and I don't see that many feeds. Supply lead for the Undead. He has supply invested
oh my god! No! There was a split second! The cooldowns were all there. Staff, invul, heal potion, everything was on cooldown. Maybe the staff was up, but that was just a split second. Kaho after a strong hold in Dire Straits.
How many invuls we have in the Nidal inventory, you said? And where is the Imba Hunter now?
It was on cooldown, but yeah, the Naga blocked the way for the Demon Hunter to retreat. Oh boy, how do you save this now? Down to 50, only Dryads. Naga and Lich can clean this by themselves.
I'm always impressed how much damage actually Lich deals to Dryads, because Dryads, they don't have that much HP, so like every hit is like bam. Orange HP immediately, but yes, Undead has status. Undead is feeling comfortably, right? So Nidal's base is strong because of all of this Reju, but Undead has mobile base. You can take status with him, and he just regenerates mana and HP, and Naga has invul, of course. Mr. Cow is trying to remake his Demon Hunter, but it was double the supply for the Undead, man.
120 looking damn strong here, not crumbling under the pressure. Of course, a little inefficient this supply, as it is 3 destroyers without mana. We oftentimes talked about it, but that Demon Hunter loss was unacceptable. We have to wait 20 more seconds. Once again, similar to how it was versus Lin, Kaho's life on this map relies on 1 hero and 1 hero only.
Yeah, the Undead is regenerating, right? It's not like Undead is like red HP and he has no mana. He is getting mana now from one status, HP from another one. Nidal is trying to buy a little bit time, and Demon Hunter is back. He's level 3!
Yeah, that's not ideal. He needs maybe 1 more Lich. Oh, there was so much mana though. 68 mana burn, not so nice. Bears marching forward. The Fiend damage output is so strong, and the Destroyers still hold values. The Bears are melting. Demon Hunter enraged on level 4. Can he keep this hero alive? And can he get Kaho out of the misery?
Demon Hunter, in Demon Hunter we trust. I'm trying to look for some optimistic things. Death Knight still has no mana. Demon Hunter use invul in time is a good practice, but maybe for another game, because this game is looking worse and worse.
Kaho has 1,000 gold, 1,200 gold. He wasn't producing. This is how you end up at 38 food. Of course, might save some resources for potions, but yeah, macro by Kaho not on point, even though the micro is good. This is stressful, of course, but on the highest level, you gotta have it both. Staff not ready. Kills him again, and 120 with a clinic of a game. Kaho couldn't keep up the pace here. It was a split second between staff and potion cooldown and the death of the Demon Hunter, but that split second made the game.
I wonder, expansion or not, and what is the plan for Kaho to, you know, stop the potential expansion, because that's what happened in game number 1. 120 expanded too comfortably, in my opinion.
Yeah, had to force, it was a town portal forced against
like for nothing, yeah, for nothing.
Pretty
and
much
then he almost died after surround there.
Well, we talked a lot about Lich, and I'm a bit disappointed it is no Lich. That is, of course, explosive gameplay, but you want to be a little more conservative in the Super League, I guess. And you know, never change a running system, never change a winning team. This is what 120 is thinking about, and this is of course also what Kaho is thinking about. No experiments, no shenanigans. Demon Hunter, the one reliable source.
Okay, I'm checking Death Knight inventory, and I see 1 or 2 sacrificial schools. Mr. Neo, we have an expansion situation, and what Kaho is doing, he's crossing the map as we speak. Can he stop this better? By the way, this creep camp is smaller. It still has Orc Magi, but creeping this camp is not going to provide level 2. And how much of a damage, how long you can delay the Ziggurat, Kaho? You need to do something.
Okay, detonate number 1. We have Immolation. That means no mana burn to steal the Magi. Bloodlusted Magi doing a lot of damage. That also means a lot of coils available here. So far, 120's ghoul control very, very nice, but that bloodlusted ogre is putting in some damage. First, second creep down. We still got a wisp here, but Kaho has to do something against this Nerubian tower. Ziggurat can't get up.
So very nice control, as you mentioned, by 120. Demon Hunter doesn't have level 2 just yet, but neither committed only 1 wisp, and I'm checking the counter expo. There is no counter expo. It's going to be a different approach. I mean, not yet, right? Neither is taking already. And look at this. 120 is thinking about creeping. He doesn't want to leave his acolyte alone with this creature that is trying to attack it. But yes, Demon Hunter runs away. And I think that 120 is happy about what he sees, right? Nerubian Tower is what we need. 120 is thinking about like creeping something, but of course it's hard to find the time when Demon Hunter is nearby. And look where the Tree of Life is!
It's right next to the altar. Okay, I was thinking, is the tech maybe a little bit too late? Because it looked late, but yeah, the plan is expand as safely as possible, even if it takes a long time. Might be a help here. 120 has to scout this. It's not gonna be easy. It took some time for him to get the Haunted up as well, and it's not being attacked. We get the boots, no staff, and for the first time, Kaho has to think defensively.
120 used the crystal ball, and he revealed like the normal, with all due respect, position of a potential counter expansion. If I would wear a Kaho, 120, if I would scout the main base, I could think it's this Hunter's Hall, you know, this structure. Because if you don't click on it and it's under construction, you don't know which one is it. If it's like in the fog of war again, so... but guys, it will take forever, even with Nature Blessing to move it, but... What is better, slow but alive expo or dead expo?
Ghoul save again. Expo for 120, halfway up. No pressure play against that by Kaho. Not as risky as he did before, because that opens up the way to his own main base. So I would say, compared to Northern Isles, a more defensive approach by Kaho.
Yes, definitely, but 120 is again getting what he wanted, right? He's making slowly, of course his expansion is not ready yet, but he'll accumulate this gold and 70 supply push will happen. Remember on the previous map, on Northern Isles, 120 wanted to creep super greedy and it was stopped, but now he's getting this Gnoll Overseer and Neo level 3 is there. And Demon Hunter is just level 2. Of course, Naga joins the party, but Naga goes around for some reason, and the Tree of Life needs to uproot. Again, I like 120 position.
I agree. He's so clean. The creep route's clean, the mix between defense and offense clean, not overcommitting to immolation when the Demon Hunter is around you, very clean. And Kaho is getting very, very little done. A 2.3 Demon Hunter is worrying from the Night Elf side.
Yeah, and 120 also got so many items, right? So he has double sentry ward, so he knows exactly when Night Elf will creep the expansion. He's not committing too much. Again, Demon Hunter has no TP. I think he sold it, right? And
Yes.
to get boots of speed to afford this, right? Is a lot of gold that you need to put for those boots of speed. And yes, is he going to creep the Goblin Merchant? Look at this greedy creeping, mamma mia.
Okay, yeah, not getting punished for that. He knows Kaho has to creep the Magi to get his Expo up, which is now halfway through. It's a long stroll. Very important these days for the Undeads. We have to check if the altar is in time. And for once, it is. Nice. It's another lesson that 120 learned. Back-to-back altar timings. And he gets rewarded with a great mana potion. Amazing.
Oh yes, that's what Undead want. More mana, that's for sure. By the way, this is one of the rare games for Invisible Death Knight. I don't know when was the last time we saw it, but I'm not saying that he should do it now. But if you want to keep your ghouls like busy at work, you can buy Potion of Invisibility and just follow Nidelf, right, to like steal some items and keep your ghouls busy. But no, 120 just wants to creep, and I like this decision.
I like the inventory. Once again, more HP, more damage, more armor, more everything. And that is level 3 unlocked. Yeah, interesting if level 4 DK will give him that much, but he doesn't want to be anywhere near the Demon Hunter Naga at the moment. And is he out microing the creeps or what? Other people lose their heroes against camps like this. 120, not a single loss.
Yeah, the Ankh is not the best item again, but he would get another mana item. He would complain that this Undead has too much luck. It could be worse, of course. And as you mentioned, 120 knows about everything, but I think he feels confident enough to take it slow, right? Okay, now he knows where the Nidelf is creeping, but can't he really do much there? I don't think so. Again, he's using ghouls very well, right? He crept with them. They took a lot of damage, but now they're regenerating on Blight, and he's accumulating this critical mass of ghouls for a crazy ghoul frenzy timing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in this game, we lost 0 ghouls so far.
I agree. Yeah, I think so too. And we have 4 production buildings, and this is what we said many times. You will be at 80 food in no time while the Night Elf was waiting with his 2 Ancients of Lore and then is trying to catch up. But even in theory, that cannot really work. It has to come via heroes, and this is the focus of Kaho. Breaking into upkeep now with tier 3 around the corner. 120. His heroes are not that well distributed. It's like level 4, level 1, not optimal, but as long as you get level 2 for Frost Armor, you should be fine.
Okay, what Kaho can do now, he can start sniping red items, because on this very map, you can just pull the red item, the Orc Lord, into nice position, either surround him or just block him, and yes, you can get powerful auras and so on, and that's what he's doing. He's not risking to creep entire camp, and he got the Undead aura. Very fitting if you are playing versus strong Undead.
Yeah, movement speed and HP regeneration is of course fantastic, especially if we switch into the second gear and get what's it called? Disease Cloud on top. Kaho is, I think, more competitive. He's going double shop.
Double shop, okay. I mean, he doesn't know where the, Undead will attack, because Undead can choose between main base and expansion. And speaking of Undead attacking, Neo, the orb is already here. 11 minutes is slowly coming. Look at those ghouls. Look how many he has. Take them all. You have 1,000 lumber.
Exactly. 12 ghouls, 70 food. It's not as one-sided as game 1 was, even though the expansions were untouched. Kaho's expansion was faster, more resources, just has to spend all these resources, unlike at the end of game 1. We're switching it up, Dryads and Bears, a little heavier on Dryads now, but 120 also a surplus of gold. And finally, we see a roaming Demon Hunter. This needs to be the fight preparation. Let the Demon Hunter roam, he's level 4, it's fine. You gotta get rid of that mana.
Yeah. Supply is even, but Naga will appear soon, right? 120 has a lot of gold. I like this situation a little bit better for the Night Elf, but Demon Hunter needs to heal, he has nice items. I hate that we have 4 ghouls in the main base. Mr. 120, check your lumber. But ladies and gentlemen, maybe it doesn't matter. Let's see, the biggest fight is here. Can Nidelf hold? The timing is here.
Oh, DK far forward getting burned. Berserker staffed out. That means Demon Hunter cannot be staffed. How fast can you take out these ghouls? The heal scroll is amazing. We got a big mana potion on top of that as well. Where is the damage for Kaho?
Yes, Demon Hunter has immolation, but he's not surrounded by the ghouls. The ghouls are surrounding archers, and archers don't like that. Undead heroes are looking pretty good. Naga is just on level 1, needs to be micro. Undead Naga will die, but what about Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter is running back. He has big... oh, he dies with the inful!
And the staff off cooldown. Once again, the fight too hectic for Kaho. Can't follow up the tempo of 120. Without a Demon Hunter, there is simply no chance for you. There's still ghouls on the ground. These archers are getting wrecked left and right. One Naga to rule them all, but there is no chance for that. 120, so clean, so impressive, so dominant.
Ladies and gentlemen, if somebody is listening to me now that has any connections to 120, contact him and tell him one thing. When you have 1000 lumber and you want to just finish the game with the push, why you keep 4 ghouls in your base? In other words, he could have more ghouls.
Bro, that's your comment on the game here now? After
Mr. Neo is a pursuit of perfection, okay? That's what we want Warcraft.
I mean, you are technically replacing Remo, but you don't have to be as critical as Remo. And if you're critical, then maybe criticize the Night Elf for losing the hero with an Invo potion and a staff ready.
Undead, you need to win harder. Listen to me. You are not winning hard enough.
Where Night Elves have good chances. That is Echo Owls, that is Hammerfall, and that is the upcoming map, and that is Autumn Leaves. Trigger your inner life, Kaho, and show the world what you're made of, Wonder Boy.
And if you want to trigger your inner life, I recommend playing 1000 games per season to accomplish that.
That is also a big help. Kaho is the best Night Elf. He is the most reliable Night Elf, of course, as well. But he didn't have his big tier 1 tournament win yet. Not a grand final in reach either. And now he's up against the ropes and his dreams could once again be crushed. We're fast forwarding through this harass. We got a Wisp detonate. It is once again the same situation that we had before. We get a ghoul kill though. But it takes a lot out of Kaho to get there. Level 2, a last hit would have been amazing. But 120 gets the entire camp.
Yeah, this was pretty hard camp, so losing 1 ghoul definitely acceptable, but maybe that's the big comeback of Kaho. He killed 1 ghoul in the early game. Good job.
That is, of course, already a little bit better. So, on the other side, we got a very, very, very early expansion. Once again, a bit more defensive than the greedy position where it could be. Demon Hunter hurt, though, and it seems like 120 has the perfect read once again, similar to Northern Isles. What's preventing 120 now from kicking this Tree of Life?
I mean, maybe nothing, but how expensive it's going to be, right? Archers are in nice position. There are even Moonwells nearby. And look! First good thing for the Night Elf. Undead is pulling back and Undead is scared now.
Okay. Too many archers here. Creeps woken up for a little bit of extra bloodlust. 120 in the meantime starting this expansion once again. Feels like a little earlier than on last Refuge. And the Ring of Regen on the DK, by the way. We got to talk about that. Amazing regen. Not only on the ghouls at home, but also the DK on the battlefield.
Yes, but you know what 120 is waiting for? Produce the last Acolyte tech and take the Ghoul Squad. And the Ghoul Squad is running across the map, Neo. And the Ghoul Squad will probably collide with the Tree of Life.
That's 6 ghouls. 4 ghouls are scary. 5 ghouls are devastating. 6 ghouls is so much. And he's adding 2 more. That is twice the amount of ghouls that we usually see on Echo Owls. And Echo Owls has mercs to help in the defense. How is this supposed to work for Kaho?
This is an important moment, guys. The game is open. That's the best game that Night Elf had so far. Please keep it up, Mr. Kaho. He's rooting his Tree of Life. It's good because it's a fortified armor, but it means that he can't move. He's waiting for a better moment. And how good are ghouls that are not cutting lumber? Not that great.
Exactly. That will help with the tech. If Kaho survives this somehow... Oh, so close. That was a bit too risky for my taste. But yeah, you are...
TP, so every mistake and, you know...
That's right, but you are right, man. This is now turning into a problem for 120, who's not going decisively for the tree or the camp, but he has actual lumber issues soon.
Oh yes, and he deserves this after what he have done to this Night Elf in previous 2 games. Naga is here, and Naga will help a lot. Death Knight! Death Knight!
In a surround! No way! How could that happen to 120? Kaho needs this kill. The Naga gets the kill. Oh my! Wonderful, wonderful early game now. From almost getting the Demon Hunter surrounded without a TP to getting a 3-point surround on the DK. This is the time that Kaho needs.
Okay, if somebody will make a clip from this game, would be Walter White talking to Skylar that he's the one who knocks. Because yes, this Night Elf is able to defend himself and he's ready to tag it to the late game. This time with the clear advantage. Well done. Okay,
Kaho, that was clean. Now Expo comes up, needs a little bit of healing, gets it from the tree. Demon Hunter level 2.3, of course, with a ring. Nice. Naga close to Fork Lightning. Nice. And that expansion still running, of course. But the DK, last game, he was skyrocketing to level 4. Creeping, as you say. Now, he's even struggling with level 2 coil.
And he can't press tier 3 button. Like, I mean, he pressed it, right? But where are the 2 slaughterhouse? There is no 2 slaughterhouse just yet. Rebuying your hero is very expensive. Having no lumber because of the cool uptime is very expensive. And look who is creeping greedy now. His name is Kaho, and he got the best item possible. Health Stone will help him keep alive, even if he doesn't press it, because there is passive regen.
That's right, that's right. Big heal potion and regen is the best you can go for. Also, fortifying this army with more piercing damage with Berserker and a little bit of Dispel, especially against the Frost armor, that can be a great help. Now, we're switching gears a little bit, burning away. If he gets this laboratory as well, that's the best outcome for the mid game for Kaho.
Okay, listen to me. This is the best spot for invisible Death Knight, but it's sadly not going to happen. But imagine if this Death Knight would be invisible. How better would it be?
But then, would he even be here or at the shop? That's the question. Frostmourne hungers for Demon Hunter. Is he willing to commit?
Lich! Oh, he used it. Oh my god, I was scared. This Lich was like barely visible.
Okay. We got a little bit of range back for the Nova. Can come out of nowhere. But yeah, this is a similar situation that Kaho found himself in versus Lin. In the middle of Autumn Leaves, fighting for the laboratory. Round 2.
And he won versus Lin, so maybe he feels comfortable in this position. Not really. He gave up on the Enraged Wildkin, and we have Vampiric Aura. Good for ghouls, right?
Absolutely. This is so much recovery due to their high attack speed as well.
I mean, he can still sell it. I'm not saying he will keep it, but I would keep it actually. We have so many ghouls.
It is a very timing-dependent matchup.
He sold it.
Maybe he wants to squeeze out a little bit more gold for a fast attack. That might be the case.
Yeah, he needs more important items, orb, and you know what? You can have instant Vampiric Aura in the form of Heal Scroll.
It is interesting that he sells the Vamp Aura but keeps the ring of regen.
He will sell it at the push maybe. He will exchange it for the orb, okay? I can run a Warcraft 3 pound shop. Okay, I have those boots of speed. I'm not really running anymore because I'm camping in my base. How much? I will say 2 Makruras. Full HP.
We got a full HP Potom for the first time in this series.
Early.
That is a Kaho special. Very early, is a good orb carry and will give you a lot of information if you go for the owl first. I sometimes feel he builds her too early, but it also feels like if you're only on 2 production buildings, then maybe just use the altar as an additional production building. We'll
I mean,
see.
that's an adjustment by Kaho. He's like, okay, this game is going well, right? Even though my opponent will probably try to attack me, I have more time, his push will be late, and maybe this spot will provide us a lot of value. By the way, all is super good versus burrow technology, of course, because you want to spot those fiends, and Nidelf had enough time to get the red cap with amazing item as well. Let me tell you, if Kaho survived this, good things will happen for him. Death Knight with the heal scroll.
Okay then, here we go. The big push, 1-0 on the way to the final 4 of the Super League. One more kill, and then he's there. Kaho fighting for his tournament life. Obviously a dream to go to Championship Sunday. His chances were kind of minimal. And he has to win 3 in a row. But first, hold this. Does the bottom hold any value? There is no burrow. She's only an orb carry.
Okay, but as you can see, there are 2 orbs already on the Nidelf, and Nidelf has very comfortable position. A message to the Nidelf fans, I think it's looking pretty good. Death Knight need to survive. He has just a heal scroll. And where are the ghouls? I don't see any ghouls here.
Yeah, not too many available anymore. Lots and lots of poison raining down. Kaho trying everything to stay in this tournament. DK defensively. Wisp is in. Could detonate actually to prevent the next coil as the Demon Hunt is unable to reach at the moment. Now it's getting spotted at no detonate, unfortunately. That could have been min-max. This push is still alive. 76 food for 1-0.
Yeah, but all of this food basically is in destroyers. We have 3 destroyers in the air and there is 0 burst, so there is still this window of opportunity. Demon needs to survive. Mr. Neon Demon needs to survive, and he survives. That's good. Now we need to hide a little bit until Demon Hunter is back. There is some moon juice in the moonwells, but man, this push is looking better than I thought. The supply elite is growing for the Undead.
Kaho has 600 gold. Spend your gold, Kaho. He's so focused on micro. He's again forgetting about the macro. Reju is in. Potion as well. Fragile Demon. Fragile Lich. The Dispel against the Aura would have been so good. He can't reach for the mana burns. So there was another coil available, accumulating 75 again. Bears have some freedom. Try to take care of the fiends on the ground. Hero focus attempt after hero focus attempt. Will it land at some point?
Nidelf is surviving, but with very little, and Undead is trading as Undead likes to do. Coil connects to the Demon Hunter, but he popped another healing potion. And man, 1-0 is enjoying this position, even though Naga of the Undead is low. And he has statues, he still has a lot of mana on the Death Knight, and he even is finding time to spend his gold, as you mentioned, to buy probably healing scroll on the Invul. We have the first Grand Abomination that is going to help Undead tank damage, or maybe even spread damage if Disease Cloud will go online soon.
Oh boy. Kaho has nothing left but a Shadow Priest, and the heroes, of course, needs to lean into that. It is nighttime, he is recovering. But 1-0 with the heal scroll and an Invul potion. The heroes are not getting worse here. What can Kaho possibly do? Abominations, big meat shields. The owls are, of course, scouting that army. No third base by 1-0. I guess that's a little bit of a silver lining for Kaho.
Yes, it is. And Kaho is on 50 supply, right? So he slowly accumulates the bank they are talking about, but this time on purpose. But again, guys, he needs to kill a hero. He needs to do what exactly he's doing, buy some time, but Undead again, he's like, okay, you want to follow me like that? I'm going to creep, I'm going to regenerate. I have a TP, and Undead is getting out of control slowly.
He has reached a plateau now, or a ceiling rather, at 80 food. Can go for upgrades, of course. Kind of getting ready for 100 food with that extra ziggurat. 2 leveled up close for Kaho. No third orb just yet. He has to invest every penny into getting the army back, trying to snipe some reinforcements. And so far, Kaho is recovering. But will that help him enough?
It's a beautiful dance between the 2 armies. Moon juice is growing, statues are regenerating. Both players are holding their grounds. I hear the new destroyer morphing. Undead is so ready, man. Is Nidelf ready?
I don't think so. Once again, we got a question if Kaho couldn't invest into wins, into talents, into hippos, into anything else but Dryad Bears. The Potom experiment is working to a degree, but it also prevents high-level heroes nowhere near level 5. That is oftentimes a win condition. Lich level 4. Is that the final fight?
Kaho is going in. He's basically a creep jack of some sort. Demon Hunter needs to be careful. We have double staffs. Demon Hunter goes back to the main base. He will be back soon with full mana, full HP. And the bears are connecting. This fight is going better than I thought. Supplies even.
Okay, Wonder Boy showing his skills once again. Demon Hunter back at full force. Lich is dead. Oh my! Naga had an info potion. Might be passing that to the DK, which is also in trouble. Kaho exploding, forcing 1-2-0 home with the TP.
Go home, Undead. Go home. And the red camp up for grabs for the brave Night Elf. Pod level 3 is going to be here. Remember that True Shot Aura works on Demon Hunter when he attacks air units with an orb. So far he doesn't have an orb. Night Elf forgot about him a little bit. And look at this, Undead is coming back. It's like, you killed my Lich, you monster.
Oh, last hit important. Got it. Item is the Hood of Cunning. Nice. Bears marching forward. Destroyer super far forward. Oh, 1-2-0. That's a little bit of a dono. That first 5 supply destroyer down. Only scraps left for 1-0.
78 supply versus 61, but Night Elf is getting levels. High level Night Elf is a very dangerous Night Elf. Again, I'm missing an orb on Demon Hunter because like he needs to attack destroyers. He's usually in front. This is a small thing. And Mr. Neo, why there is no Wellspring? Okay, let's not start this. Can I send a letter to China? You mentioned like this sending like information. Just make Wellspring.
You can try. I mean, the last time you sent a letter to India, it didn't arrive. So I don't know if that's any better if you send something to China. 1-0 for the first time, crumbling a little bit. These two engages weren't good enough. And that Demon Hunter Naga Potom combo is worth a lot. Is it now the moment where Kaho takes over? For the first time in forever, the supply is even.
Price even indeed. And what to do now, right? Sometimes it's hard. It's easier to survive until even supply, and then it's harder to actually use it well. 1-0 is pulling back, of course. He is constantly being scouted by these amazing all scouts. And it's more creeping, basically.
More creeping. We got the triple orb up. You finally got your wish fulfilled. I would love to see a level 5 Demon Hunter, but with Tri-Hero, that is a bit problematic. We're lining up to 100 supply. The Ziggurats are there and on the way. Moonwells as well. Upgrades 0-2 on the way for Kaho, 3-0 on the way for 1-0.
Yes, in the upgrade advantage, Undead is doing quite well, but remember that he has also some melee units like ghouls and abominations. They have 0-0 upgrades by their job is to basically, survive a little bit, spread the disease cloud, of course, in the case of abominations. And look at this, Undead is going in. It's 88 supply. We have 2 illusions. How many destroyers are in the air? Yeah. 5!
And they have no mana, and it's only 1 statue. This is dead weight.
Okay, but they're going to collide. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that black hole is not going to appear after this big collision, because it's going to be a lot of pressure from both sides.
Oh, Invo Potion ready. We need a rejuvenation on this Demon Hunter or a lot of Moon Juice. Kaho is expanding on the back of this fight. The Moonwell was there. Fantastic setup. Bears falling left and right. The Abomination's still in. Demon staffed out. Kaho feels like he's getting better and better fights here, but the Bears have disappeared. And what's applying Reju now?
Yeah, and what is dealing with the Fiends now? I mean, this Demon Hunter, they can deal with the Fiends, but Fiends are super dangerous versus Dryads. We need to protect our Dryads. Coil on the Demon Hunter, but he survives just fine. No more mana on the Death Knight. Actually, there is a potion, but look at this. Death Knight! Death Knight has a healing potion, he needs to survive. Demon Hunter is in a similar situation. Demon got stabbed back, and the Knight needs to survive for a moment. 1-0 is going for the Naga, but Naga survives. Look at this, Lich Both players are exchanging, but nobody's dying.
Demon Hunter is back, full force. Mana burn at 72, amazing. The Fiends, you asked, who can deal with the Fiends? Well, Kaho can. Now the Demon, keep him alive and force game 4. The Reju is at the ready. DK in trouble as well. 1-0 is completely falling apart. The Dryads untouched because the Destroyers don't do anything. Cleanup potential for Kaho is high. Another Fork Lightning coming in. Demon, staffed out again.
Abominations are coming. They are good versus Dryads, but as you mentioned, it's pretty funny that those Destroyers are doing nothing. They are literally AFK. Lich is back from the tavern. Death Knight goes down.
Boom! Kaho is back in the series. The best game of the playoffs for now for him, or at least for this series. Fighting and staying alive. This was insane, dude. 1-0 was up 35 food on the right-hand side, and then a big-time fumble in this pre-decisive fight, giving Kaho some advantages here, and he pounced hard on that. And in the late-game fight, it was noticeable. 1-0, coming back to an old mistake. DK far forward all the time, and for the first time I felt Kaho was punishing that. Naga shots constantly, Demon Hunter burning away, and when that DK, like, so much attention is going to the DK just maneuvering to the back where he's safe again, but then damage is done, and Kaho is getting momentum here.
And the most important part, I think, what you mentioned, we had a lot of dead weight in the form of 5 Destroyers. They were literally AFK, 25 supplies, like almost 4 Frostworms. Doing nothing. Mr. Neo, I don't know if you are speed up, but we have a emergency in the Night Elf altar. Good emergency. Okay?
Oh, I thought it's a ghoul pull and I had to hurry, but it's a Warden.
Warden versus human, that's nobody's surprised by that. Like, this is almost meta on the bigger maps, but versus Undead.
I haven't seen that in forever.
And this is important game, right? Am I right, chat?
I mean, this is for elimination. How good do we rank Kaho's Warden in comparison to, like, a Lawlion?
Okay, I would like to point attention for the players before we look at the Warden that a tunnel has been constructed connecting Mercenary Camp and the Night Elf base. Nicely done. Warden is a little bit blocked, but it's connecting now, and in the meantime, Undead is expanding without taking any damage.
That is, of course, the classic. This is hard to punish. There is a chance for Kaho to go heavy into Mercs, maybe even Huntress, but no, so far there is a second Ancient of War. So it's gonna be Creepcraft, and then we expand probably on the left-hand side and we play a full-out macro game, but man, these items are a dream for both players. Ring of Region on the DK once again. Big mana potion and slippers on the Warden. Lots of fans, lots of Shadow Strikes.
Yes, both players with their dream items. Beautiful. And yes, as you mentioned, what is the plan for the Night Elf? Second Ancient of War tells us it's going to be a lot of creeping, because yes, Warden indeed needs level 3 as fast as possible, and greedy expansion by 1-0. He sold his altar. He's already he's taking his ghouls even earlier than he is able to take. And as you mentioned, the Ring of Region is so good because Kaho decided to open with Shadow Strike, which is a hero-killing technology.
Exactly, and slowing down a lot of control is very annoying from the Undead's perspective. Usually you enjoy your freedom as a race car hero with the Unholy Aura, but this will be slowed down. 1-0 going for a lot of aggression prior to level 3. I like that move.
Yes, Warden can blink, but Mercs can't. But another Shadow Strike use, and Death Knight, remember, he has hero regen, he's a strength hero, so more regen. Unholy Aura gives him regen, and on top of that, this freaking ring that is crazy good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm checking for potential counter expansion. There is no counter expansion yet by the Night Elf. So far, he's on this one base, and so far he's trying to get level 3, but it's impossible, and Undead is getting rich. He's expanding just fine.
Quite some bounties here. Surround close. Can he keep him safe somehow? Trying to. Nice deny with a Ritual Dagger. Relatively easy to do, and the Berserker is down. big XP and 4-1-0 and big damage gone for Kaho.
Yeah. Forest Troll Berserker, you will be missed. And look at this is a revenge. You killed my Berserker. I will use big mana potion and I will get rid of you, ghoul. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that easy. Brave Death Knight is trying to help his ghouls. Keep them alive. So far, so good. This second Ancient of War is idle.
Yeah, and the Warden is not getting off the ground. I think Kaho envisioned this early game a little bit different. Ghoul aggression, name of the game. But now we got boots, we got a circle. That's nice enhancements for Kaho. Maybe now he can run these ghouls down and find some time to creep with the Ancient and the Archers on the left-hand side. Kaho has some catching up to do.
And 1-0 feels very comfortable now, very safe now, because he bought Staff of Teleportation, and his Death Knight gets like 2 red HP. Of course, sometimes it can be too late, but he can just press the staff and escape this annoying Warden. And speaking about that, on the bottom of the map, there is a Tree of Life growing, and got scouted immediately by 1-0. He's going to cancel it, but man, level 3 is in the air and it's for Kaho.
Oh, and Snare, nicely done by the Trapper. Coil is in time again. Dude, this early game control by 1-0 is magnificent. The DK block, masterful control 1-0.
Yeah, I'm following this ghoul, and so far he's alive. He survived on 11 HP. This ghoul should write a thank you letter to the Death Knight. Ancient of War is dying, look!
Oh no, Kaho is falling apart. The pressure by 1-0 is too high. He can't get a ghoul. He lost the Berserker. The DK is safe as well. The Warden is still not level 3. As you say, the Ancient of War dead. 160 gold, 60 lumber for nothing.
Guys, this is bad. Like, if you are an idle fan, you need to, like, wish your best to Kaho. Okay, he will get 1 ghoul. Deny? Denied, Mamma Mia. Okay, even if you wish him well, it's not working. Guys, change the strategy. I don't know what you can do.
This early game is so good by 1-0. Unbelievable.
Like level 2 Warden, it feels so bad, you know, it like feels so bad.
Can I remind everybody that this was with a big mana potion, and we still couldn't get a clean ghoul kill without deny.
This one has no chance, but he bought a lot of time on 1 HP. Kaho is 1 kill away from getting his level 3, but tier 3 is already going up for the Undead.
The Expo is down, by the way. Not sure if we mentioned that. Kaho's Expo gone.
Yeah, cancelled by the ghouls. And yes, level 3 is here, but again, if Kaho wants to use Shadow Strike level 2 on Death Knight, the Death Knight will just staff away. Outstaff now. Coil and staffing. Who got the kill? Kaho got the kill. Okay. This Death Knight tried to have a nice coil, but not important. And in happy style, he sold Staff of Teleportation immediately. He used this item once, and it's not any good for him anymore.
Ooh. This Warden has to spiral completely out of control, and this is the best item to do so. Sobi Mask available. But yeah, heavy lifting necessary. Another tree on the left-hand side, but that takes 2 minutes to get online. 2 minutes that will give 1-0 tier 3 and half of Frenzy.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Sobi Mask is a great start for a comeback, right? Because in Warden we trust, this Warden needs to get levels, needs to spend a lot of mana offensively. And that's what Sobi Mask can basically allow Kaho to do. But yes, as also Death Knight doesn't have level 3 just yet, so the game is not that over, but yes, Kaho, you need to hold somehow, you need to prepare the ground for this hold. How you can do it inside of the Undead base? I see a lot of ghouls, there are some fiends, and I wonder about the third hero, because you don't need a Naga versus this, maybe Alchemist, who knows?
Ooh, oh yeah, actually that would be good. We've seen it a lot when you need some healing. Ewan's play him versus Warden. Falls off a little bit, and of course can't be Coil. Bit of an issue. Kaho is at tier 3, gets the bonus experience for having a single hero on tier 3. That's exactly what he needs. Still We have a 10-minute Warden game and no Acolyte was touched, no harass whatsoever. The counterplay by 1-0 was masterful.
Yeah, but now we are in the the late game is slowly starting, and yes, pushing into Warden with level 5. This doesn't feel that good. By the way, we are suffering from success. Backpack technology again to there is a Dryad close to the lab of Night Elf, and this Dryad is just going to pick up the Belt of Strength and sell it.
Okay, or keep it for a Panda Alchemist, whatever you want to go for. At some point, we need a second, or, okay, you were right, you sold it. We need a second hero at some point.
We'll celebrate with the Panda after we survive the push, and yes, indeed, it's Alchemist level 3, and I think that 1-0 is going for the kill, Neo. This is tournament live on Kaho. Can he survive this? There is 71 supply of Undead marching into this expansion that is just rooting, man.
How is he supposed to survive this? How? 20 food down, Panda level 1, Warden not level 5, Alchemist available. Has to be a hero focus, but how without a Naga? It is so stressful and Kaho just gives it up. But
I mean,
in a minute...
He's like, yeah, level 5 is almost there and Fan of Knives will start.
No, there's no Fan of Knives. It's only Shadow Strike.
And there will be soon. Okay. But yes, the question is how much time he bought for himself, because Undead is like, okay, you are not going to fight at your expo. What about your main base? You need to protect your Moonwells, do you?
Feels like it. An Ancient goes down. And 1-0 doesn't really care about these Acolytes. It's 2 Acolytes down. That's about it. Got the Warden level 5. Maybe exactly what she needed. But of course, when you have a Warden, you don't have a Demon Hunter. And that's a lot of spells for 1-0.
Yeah, the Alchemist can heal Death Knight as well. And he has Frost Armor as well. So it's pretty healthy Death Knight, all things considered. 50 supply for the Night Elf, but 1 Obsidian statue got caught. 80 supply of the Undead. Ladies and gentlemen, Warden, do your magic.
Needs to get these hero kills. 1-0 has no invuln, no heal pod. Maybe there is an opening somewhere, but even if Kaho buys time here, the clock is still ticking for 1-0. It's all about the hero.
Yeah, Death Knight is surviving well. Double heal scroll and invul. This buy bought everything that could save him inside of the Goblin Merchant. And Death Knight is like, okay, I'm ready for you. You want to spam your Shadow Strike? Be my guest? I have 80 supply and I'm not afraid to use it on you.
Remarkable how Kaho was able to buy time. He's of course in no upkeep, has to stay in no upkeep. Mana, oh, there's so much healing. There's just so much healing. I wouldn't be too surprised if Kaho's not if 1-0 is not losing a single unit here.
I will see about that. Death Knight is running in circles, but again, there is invul, there is double kill scroll, there is dust technology. Death Knight survives, protected by the invul. Panda level 1 is trying to escape. Panda goes down. Lich levels up. Warden is looking for the kill. This guy's not going to give up. Death Knight is still a little bit of trouble, but heal scroll was used. And can Warden reach him again? After the next Shadow Strike, he may die. Let's see about that. That's the entire plan of Kaho. Can he finish it? He's going for the Death Knight. There is a brave Warden against the ward, and Death Knight got denied. But he died.
Okay. Kaho is still alive. Fighting, kicking, screaming, poking eyes. Or not! And 1-0 wins this. Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
He proved his point. Warden is good for hero focus, but it was one base behind. And guys, we thought that there will be this chance to come back to this base, but he just probably look at his altar where there was level 1 Panda inside of the altar. It's like, okay, congratulations, Mr. 1-0. Have a nice rest before challenging the anti-undead expert, which is Fortitude.